I don't know. I didn't check. How long's it been? We got a podcast correctly. Days since 23rd.
I counted for like the first two. And then never
68.
again.
It's been 68 days.
Oh, whoa. Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it had been a month very recently. Huh.
Yeah, it feels shorter than it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, we're all stuck at home and, like, we've had exams and assessments and things. So, time is flying by.
I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess it's a good
You wanna
thing.
get
I
back
don't
out
like
into-
that, like, I feel like I have half a day to do a day's worth of stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I
that's
would
not
like the time to continue existing at the same rate that I expect it to.
Yeah. I guess it's nice to not be bored though, I guess. Like
Oh,
you
I'm glad
always
you
feel
get
like
that
you have
luxury.
something. Yeah, I guess I do at the moment.
All I want to do all day is play Borderlands, Enigmatica, Stellaris, and Fallout. And all I get the choice between doing is play one of them for a bit 'cause you got to work.
Yeah. That'll be over soon though. Soon you'll
Yep.
have
6
some
days.
free time.
6 days, and I get some free time.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
Why only maybe?
Well, I got some things lined up, you know, Josh. I got plans.
Plans.
Suicide, good one, right? I just do this, I get the result, and then I kill myself.
Huh.
I
See,
get
I
all the free
wasn't-
time in the world.
I guess. You also won't be able to do anything though. So
Do you not believe in the afterlife, Josh? I can't believe this.
I mean, sure. Yeah, let's just assume that the afterlife is a thing. That's a nicer world. Let's assume the afterlife is like perfect, and everyone that's already died is there, and everything's fine. And yeah, that's happy.
I'm gonna get off this topic because the only way you can like discuss that statement is that, well, half of the afterlife isn't happy.
What, you're saying there's a hell?
It's eternal torture.
Nah, hell is just it's a
But
trick they
isn't-
play.
Isn't heaven like a? That's like the reward, and you go to hell and you pay your penance, and then you eventually go to heaven. Isn't that how hell works?
That's how it should work, but I always thought it was eternal torture, which
Seems a
is
bit
like
mean, bit rude. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you made a mistake for 30 years. Here, have 1,000,000 punishing you for it.
yeah, like pretty like everyone should get like a chance to pay their debts and come back from it.
Exactly.
Not like they were eternally torturing everyone else. It doesn't seem fair.
Well, I mean, nothing in the Bible seems fair. Let's get off religion.
That's true.
Huh? How about that?
No, we have to look. We first criticize Christianity, and then we move on to the other ones. We're an
Okay.
anti-religion podcast.
Oh, you're an anti-theist.
No, you're
Well,
right.
you
Let's
don't
move on
believe. It's
from
that
this.
you believe and you hate.
Sorry.
I don't think that's what anti-theist is.
Oh, just hate religions.
Anti-theist, opposed to the belief in the existence of God.
Okay, so yeah, they just hate it.
Does that mean that I'm an anti-Twitterist?
It's,
I don't
You're-
believe that Twitter should exist.
oh, I thought you meant you just don't believe that Twitter exists.
No. Because here's the interesting point. You can be a theist anti-theist.
Huh?
Because
What?
there's nothing that says you don't believe in a god. You're against believing in gods.
Wait, so that's. I feel like
You could
that's
just
an
be a
incredibly rare and stupid position to be in.
But it's the perfect position to be in.
Do I think people should believe in gods? Absolutely not. I am heavily religious, though, and believe in the afterlife and the existence of gods.
Isn't that like exactly what most right-wing political discourse is like?
What, saying that people shouldn't?
I don't believe that. I believe that people should, they shouldn't do drugs to get over their mental health. They just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And then you get, Mr. Jordan B. Peterson, who's like, who says all these things, and then he has like an addiction to like benzos and can't walk anymore.
Does he is that actually true?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so,
according to right-wing discourse, this is a perfectly valid position to take.
Yeah, hypocrisy's fine.
I mean, everyone's a hypocrite. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Yeah. Well, I guess to certain degrees, yeah.
I mean, you think about Matt, right? And he's very picky about like punctuality.
Well, has he ever been like saying that we need to be punctual?
Well, I mean, when we turned up like 20 minutes early, we said we were going to meet at 1:30, and we turned up at 1:30, and Matt turned up at 1:50, right?
Yeah.
We turned up 20 minutes early, but Matt was on time.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the thing. So he's never late.
He is late sometimes.
No, he's never late. If Matt turns up, he's on time.
I don't know if that's true.
Ask Matt.
I can't.
Exactly. You can't. He might be dead. Right. We actually don't know.
I have no idea. It's entirely possible at this point. It's been... How long has it been since I've had contact with him, I wonder?
I should answer that question as well. Because I know the answer.
It's probably been just over a month, I'm sure.
It's been 70 days.
No, it's... Well, since you've had contact with Matt.
Well, he called me the day before I came back, which was the day before lockdown started.
Oh my god.
So add 2 to lockdown time, 70 days.
Yeah, the last time I had contact with him was the start of this month. And that was
I really do hope that his employers don't ever listen to this.
The last thing he said was call you back in a bit. So, this
That's
bit is a long time. That's the kind of horror movie
shit, right? Like, you see that in horror films.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, can't talk right now. I've got pasta on. I'll call you back in a bit.
Yeah.
Put the phone down, and you never get a call again. And this is where you then start investigating because, like, you're a big professional in the adult world. You have connections.
We're gonna go to his house, and it's just gonna be Resident Evil 7.
I think we would know if his house was Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. Why would we know?
Well, his mum can't exactly keep her mouth shut, so we'd just hear it.
What, from this distance?
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Matt has never in his life ever called us on Discord. He just shouts the distance.
It's really weird. Yeah, he was never on Discord. We were just talking to him. Like, we were on a call, but...
Maybe he's got a sore throat.
Oh. To be fair, he was in Canada, like, shouting all the way to the UK for months.
It's true, only once a week. I mean, it's... If he does it like once, he could probably do it twice.
He did talk to his family as well, and they were all like shouting across the ocean. So
the gods among us.
Yeah, honestly, it's weird that like governments haven't like picked up on this. I know why
they have, but they don't know how to. They can't deal with it. Like, how do you deal with like sonic booms? They just cascade across the country.
He is too powerful. They can't contain him.
That's where he's gone.
He's gone into hiding?
He's either got a sore throat or he's been executed by the government for messing up all their flight data.
Oh,
He's spreading coronavirus with his big shouts. Like,
he's,
it's just not. It's not ideal.
he coughs it like it's like the flippin' Chernobyl cloud that covered Europe.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what his coughs are like.
But speaking of Gods Among Us,
Yeah.
we're not going to be talking about Injustice. That would be dumb. We're going to be talking about Borderlands 3 again because I got a lot of it, and Tyrene is a god amongst us.
Oh god. Why did that story have to be so bad?
So I've replayed Borderlands 3 all the way through.
New character?
No, it's on Amara. So whoever
Okay.
it was last time I talked about my Amara, which when we stopped, or when I last mentioned it, it would have been around the same point that our Mo's and Zane playthrough is.
Okay.
So do with that what you will. I like yesterday and today and the day before, I basically just spent all my free time burning through the game because I
Yeah.
wanted to hit the end so I could do the cartel event as Amara.
Yeah.
Man, the end of the game sucks.
So, what's happening at the end of the game? You go to Necrodefeo.
No,
Like,
no,
where
before
are you
that,
counting from?
even Cathedral of the Old Gods. It's just not good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where to say it's bad from, but it's pretty much bad from the moment you do, like, Carnivora. The build-up to Carnivora sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's really
that's
short.
quite bad.
Unless you're doing all the side quests, at which point it's a bunch of driving around Splinterland. Then Carnivora is not a very interesting level.
Yeah.
I like the Penn and Teller fight, and I like the idea behind Penn and Teller, but it's just not interesting. And then the guts of Carnivora is even worse.
Yeah.
And then from there, you have to do, like, go and get the car from the place and drive it back.
Oh, that was really stupid. Why did they do? Why did they put so much like drive to this place, then drive back, then go get this thing, come back?
I don't know. The thing is, at least there's fast travel anywhere in the world now.
Yeah, that's true. You can. Yeah, you can just open it up in the middle of nowhere and fast travel to somewhere.
And all of these problems do stem
good.
from the fact that I am a completionist at heart.
Yeah, you are driven to do all of the side quests that you can.
All the side quests. I've now endeavoured to get all of the red chests.
Oh no.
So I'm clearing up Pandora at the moment, which is the biggest place. Less fun.
I'm surprised you're not banging your head against the wall with this.
I'm picking up the iridium slabs as well so that I can get some iridium so that I can just buy all the cosmetics.
I
So
like,
while
I feel
I'm doing
like
that, I'll get the red chests.
like by the end of the game, like you pretty much have like a few thousand, right?
Iridium?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the cosmetics cost well over 4k. All of them.
Yeah.
But
So
the
it's
heads
not
and
too
the
bad.
weapon skins and the colours. It's not too bad, but it's sort of like, well, if I need to get the red chest and the iridium slabs anyway,
Yeah.
I need iridium so I can buy the cosmetics. This seems like the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
Although it genuinely is horrific. Like,
yeah.
for someone like me, Borderlands 3 actually sucks. Because it's not lots of easy things to get to. When you beat the game, it doesn't get easier to go and get the iridium slabs and red chests. It just gets worse.
Yeah. 'Cause there's not as much interest in actually just playing the game while you're going there.
Yeah.
You still have to go there though. Still have to do the exact same thing.
And what I don't get is why they didn't give you the iridium scanner earlier? And now, you might be thinking here, oh, but there's spoilers for the main plot in the iridium slabs. They'll tell you that Pandora's a vault and blah, 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 blah. Why not just put the iridium slabs in such a way that you would never receive that information until after the twist was given?
They could easily do that.
Yeah, like just put one per planet and put the twist on like the 9th one when the twist happens like just after the 8th one.
Yeah.
Then they're picking them all up. you've got them, and if you've already seen the twist, you're not being spoiled.
And it's not something that like a lot of players would kind of miss and then know already by the time like they finish the game, because that's what happened with me. So I didn't really care too much about going around after I'd got the iridium scanner. So I don't think I've got all of them yet either, but a lot of what was already like what was being said in those transcriptions was already known because I'd completed the campaign. So if they had it like a bit more accessible, so people can quite easily pick them up in their first playthrough, it'd be a bit more interesting.
Because I really like the iridium slabs. I think they're really good. They might be the second best bit of world building the game actually has.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Next to the Typhon de Leon logs. Which I also hate. I wish you could just turn them off. As in, like, get them and immediately hit. I've listened to this before on a different character. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Because the way I've like cemented my way, the best path in this is to get to a point where like main plot dialogue is about to occur, pick it up before that starts, then run into the campaign dialogue, and they'll both play simultaneously, but the Typhon de Leon log will go silent.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to listen to it. And it saves so much time because you have to listen to the full thing to get the XP. So if you're doing it just to like hop a level, well, sit here for a minute and wait for the level to happen.
Yeah. That's weird that it gives you at the end of the dialogue.
Yep.
Doesn't make
really
sense.
is.
Be nice to just get that out of the way so you could just go and do something else if you want.
Yeah. I also noticed that there's a side quest that's really bad if you're deaf.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really bad. Basically, like, follow the beeping. I play with subtitles on, like full closed captions.
Does it
I think
just say
everyone
beep?
does, right? And it says beep on it. It never tells you the direction.
That's
So I knew where I had
really
to go because I've done the
stupid.
quest before. And like, there's only 3 places it could have been, and it's pretty in the open. But it's like, why not just don't make me find the beep?
Yeah. The game seems to be fine with just like having a highlighted object in a load of other portions of the game. So why not just do that same thing? Can't imagine it's like it changes that much.
Yeah, I there's something going on with like Gearbox's development cycle, and I have a feeling that like 3 people have ideas for the quests, and they get the designers, like the programmers, to program them,
Yeah.
but they're not very good at it. Like, there's one guy who's really good. I reckon he does all the good quests, but like, I had to redo the video game quest.
Yeah. Is this
My God,
the video game quest?
yeah.
Is this the like VR thing, or
This is the like micro. I think it was it microtransaction pact or something like that.
oh, okay. I don't think I know that one, or remember at
How-
least.
It's the one where like you're on Necrotafeo and you have to help the guy out with this video game. You're like a test player, but his game is absolutely terrible, and you have to pay money to get through it.
No, I don't think I do.
Do you
that.
not do side quests?
I do some, but
You are aware
I
that
seem
like,
to
the
miss
main
out.
quest
Like,
of Borderlands 3 is terrible, and the side quests are what matter, right?
yeah, but in the first playthrough, I just did not care enough to be like I just wanted it to be over by the end. I was more interested in just having
That is
the
actually
main
what I
thing
felt when I got
finished.
to Necrotafeo.
Yeah, you're just like, it's continuing. Can this thing just be like done?
I wouldn't really mind if it continued, because Borderlands 3 has a couple of those, where it's sort of like, oh, you think it's going to end, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But really all that means is, like, I think it happened once, where, like, Jack kills Roland, he goes away, you think you're going to, like, it's not opportunity, I don't think, you're heading towards Hero Pass, And then they say, oh no, you can't go to Hero's Pass, you have to go to Bonesaw Cauldron.
Yeah.
And then you go there and you deal with that, and then you go to the other one where the B shield can be farmed, and then the game ends.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what Necrotofeo is, except I cared more.
What with
and I also didn't think it happened. Like,
one?
I didn't have to go and fight Troy and then be told, by the way, go to a new planet. Like,
yeah,
that's what I had to do in 3. In 2, it's like, here's the place you need to go. They've put the bridge up. We're going to nuke the bridge. Go and nuke the bridge. And that's your objective, basically.
Yeah.
All I really want to do is play Borderlands 2 right now, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'd much rather play Borderlands 2. It's more fun.
Because it's free on the Epic Games Store, like the Handsome Collection. Which I believe is Game of the Year for pre-sequel Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
So, like, so I think I might be doing that with my D&D group at some point.
Oh, okay.
Possibly. But I know none of them have played it properly. The one who's most experienced would be Rob, but he played the first one a lot, but not the second one.
Okay.
So
that'd be cool.
I don't know how I'm meant to like navigate that, because playing it through, like, Borderlands 2 is a really slow, tedious endeavor.
Yeah. Well,
like, if you're doing it through a lot of times. Yeah, well, if you do it my way, I guess, but that's the best way to gain XP as well. So it's actually the fastest way through the game.
I don't know if it's the fastest way through the game.
The fastest way through the game is to do no side quests on the first playthrough, to do all of the side... Not all of them, but do a lot of the side quests on the second playthrough, and do all of the side quests on the third playthrough.
Yeah.
Because they all give stupid amounts of XP, and every enemy gives like 1,000. It's the fastest way through.
Yeah.
That.
So so on your first playthrough, they'd have that chance to like get into it and understand what's going on.
Yeah. But they'd want to do the side quests, because it's not unreasonable to want to do the side quests.
But you can do some. It's not. You're not going to be doing all of them.
But if there's 4 people, doing the side quest is optimal.
Is it?
For solo, you don't want to do side quests because you spend too much time driving around. But let's think about it, right? We're going into like Highland Outland.
Yeah.
And there's me and you. Well, I'll do arms race and whatever's on that side of the map. You go and do what's on the other side of the map, twice as fast. We both get the XP. Bish, bash, bosh. We've done the whole area in half the time it would have taken us. We've gained like 3 times the XP. But solo, you're driving around too much.
Okay. Yeah.
Because arms race is timed, you have to do arms race and then a quest. If it wasn't timed, it's fine, because you go to where the drop is, you then do that quest there, and then you go to the next area and you move around.
I just wonder if that's going to be like the most fun way of
that's my point,
getting
right?
people
into
it.
For me and you, it would probably be fine, because we don't really care about the quests that much on like our 9th playthrough of the game.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I imagine you don't actually listen to the dialogue when you play Borderlands 2.
No, it's
exactly.
I'm playing it to play the game, not to listen to the story for the.
So if it's me and you playing, we get the great advantage of neither of us care. We're going to do the quests as optimally as we can.
Yeah.
I can't do that with them.
Yeah.
Which is sad. Also, I'm already overpowered compared. If we started the game, I would be absurdly broken.
Would you?
Do you know how many badass points I have?
Oh yeah.
It's a lot.
That's I forgot badass points. You just have.
Hang on, I'm gonna check.
Huge buffs. I wonder.
Some of my friends started playing Borderlands 2. That's fun.
Wait, so are they gonna have it on Steam?
No, they have it on Epic, but it's fine because they're the crossplay feature.
Oh, do they? That is nice.
So they didn't need it until they released on Epic, but they now need it because they don't access Steam servers. Whereas like GOG and G2A, even though I hate G2A, does give you Steam keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what my badass rank is looking like I also hate how it's done it again. Last time I opened it on the podcast, it was also like it had screwed with my resolution. It's done it again.
I wonder, is it just because you haven't? I guess you have it installed like all the time, do you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I play it like either like 50 hours in however long, and then don't play it for a couple of weeks. Or not weeks, months.
Yeah.
It's probably been a long time since I last played. God, it's real weird seeing level 80. Oh, and the game does not look good compared to Borderlands 3. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot less model detail.
Everything's really big. Man, this is weird. My point here is I've got a 36,323 badass rank, and I'm sitting on 4 badass tokens. Like, my gun damage is just a flat 10% higher.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
but my DPS is 22% higher because I've got 11% extra fire rate and more max health and more grenade damage and more critical hit damage. Like all of these things keep stacking up, right?
Yeah. That'll be insane.
So
you'll just be able to blast through the areas.
And I have all these guns that I can send over.
Oh god, yeah.
So I like to think that I will be gracious in my because I'll be mildly overpowered.
Yeah.
But not too much, but enough, you know?
The combination of like 20% extra DPS, better guns. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know if they'll start with the Vault Hunter relic. I assume they will. Because it's competition, not cooperation, right?
Yeah.
So actually, no, it won't matter because all the guns will drop for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so are you going to give some of your guns to them?
Well, whatever drops, we'll just sort of compete for it, I guess. I don't know what everyone's going to play. And, the thing is, there's 6 of us. And Borderlands 3 is a 4-player game.
Oh, yeah.
So it's possible I might not even be, in.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably will be, because, I'm always on to play Borderlands. It's my thing.
Yeah.
It's Skyrim and Borderlands.
That is your life.
Honestly, if I could play Skyrim again, I would.
Why can't you?
Well, that's not quite what I mean. If they could play Skyrim with some new content again, I would.
Okay.
If they released another DLC for 20 quid,
yeah,
I'd buy it and play it.
How long's it been since they last did anything with it?
2014.
Yeah.
It's 6 years. Although, there is now a time traveler in the Elder Scrolls Online who has been to proper Skyrim, and the new Skyrim expansion is set inside of the west of Skyrim.
Oh,
so
in Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is Elder Scrolls Online any good?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to buy it or play it. It's 120 quid, right? And it's well, if I'm going to spend 120 quid on something, how about
that's insane.
Any other game?
Yeah. You could buy Doom Eternal. You could buy what other new games? Doom Eternal? I haven't played it yet. I want to, but what is it, £50 at the moment? And
it's basically faded from the public consciousness.
Has it really? I guess.
Well, people have been playing Doom, but I'm not seeing a bunch of Doom posts like I was when Doom was released. But I see Borderlands 3 pop up on the front page of Reddit all the time.
I guess the thing is, Borderlands 3 keeps getting new content, whereas Doom's I think it's got more content.
I don't even think it's got new. Because they haven't updated the game since April.
Yeah, but
Doom came out in May.
But I guess since its release, Borderlands 3 is I guess it's more of a live kind of game. They're balancing it all the time. I say it all the time. They continuously balance it, and they've been adding the different events But with Doom, it's more just it's it's just there. Like what you get is
People hate Doom. I've had it out.
oh, the anti-cheat
Unironically.
thing.
Yeah, the anti-cheat thing.
Yeah, it's
De Novo ruins everything. I don't know why people keep insisting on doing it.
I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah,
I'll wait for it to be cracked so that they remove it, I guess.
I think they are removing it. I think.
It doesn't make it good.
What?
It hasn't protected any sales. It's just harming their consumer base.
I don't even know why it's in there in the first place, because it's like, are people playing it for the multiplayer? Like, I thought the main thing that Denuvo did was like prevent people from cheating in multiplayer.
No, it's anti-piracy.
Oh, okay.
It's
That
DRM,
makes-
so it checks you have like valid keys and stuff.
Okay. That makes a bit more sense.
It makes more sense, but it still doesn't help, because how much did they spend on Denuvo? Because they didn't design it. They don't own it.
Yeah.
They like basically paid a company to put it in. So I don't think it's protected the sales that it like so that it paid for itself, or at least not in a way that actually makes it worthwhile for the consumer.
Okay, they actually have removed it. Okay,
But the fact they put it in is kind of the problem.
Yeah. I don't know why. Do you think you'll play it eventually then?
Someday.
I think I would like to. Like, I did enjoy the first one quite a bit. It would be cool to have some more content.
I didn't really play the first one that much. Like, I think I beat it, and I did enjoy it, and it was fun. But like, it was only about 12 hours long if you played it through once, and I didn't have a desire to play it through a second time.
It did
Like,
have
my
that
playing
problem
experience-
of, like, you just didn't really care to like experience it again. It's kind of boring on a second playthrough.
Like, I last played it on June 8th, 2018. So
Yeah.
2 years ago, I guess. 2 years ago in 2 weeks. But I'm kind of sitting there going, oh, I'd kind of like to play that again.
Yeah.
But I also know that I would play it for like 10 minutes and be like, I can just play Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like, it has content I haven't gone through yet, or I have like a new character that I can level up. Or I could go back to Borderlands 2 and do that, or I could play Fallout and do the the stuff I'm doing, or I could play Stellaris and do anything I wanted.
Yeah. It's just not like, it's a good game, but I don't really have the desire to go back to it. Like, in the next couple of years at least.
It's kind of frustrating because like it's a really good game. It sort of plays off nostalgia, but it does it in a way that I don't feel like pandered to.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't like a big Doom head when I was young. Shockingly.
I had never played it before.
Yeah, so this is my first introduction to Doom.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like, I had fun with what I was doing, but turning up the difficulty doesn't actually make the game feel better, because the enemy just gets more bullet spongy.
Yeah.
And I want to feel, like, strong, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to feel like Doom Guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably, you probably feel more like that on the lower levels of difficulty, just because you're just going through them way quicker. But no, it comes back to that difficulty conversation. I know, I'm still not sure how you make it like properly more, like more challenging, but also keeping the fun intact.
Well, the thing is, to make things more challenging but keep the fun intact, you have to make new enemies. But Doom doesn't have that many enemies. It has like 8, right? 8 and
Probably,
2 bosses?
yeah.
So, to increase the skill level, you basically have to double the number of enemies. And the way you beat them has to be, like, noticeably different.
Yeah.
Or you're looking for, like, the reason you're killing them isn't just to kill them for fun. Like, you get something from it, right? So, like, let's use Borderlands because it's the best game that we've played, apparently, according to us.
I mean, best game?
When you look at Borderlands,
yeah.
you kill the enemies for XP and loot.
Yeah.
So the purpose of killing them is not just to kill them to progress through the level. It's, well, I want to progress as a character in a more permanent fashion.
Yeah.
Doom doesn't really have that too much. Like, you do progress in a more permanent fashion because you get health ups and armor ups and new weapons and runes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It like rewards exploration. But I don't really care about like the assault rifle upgrades when I have the super shotgun.
Yeah. You kind of
Because
just
the super shotgun's
find
fun.
the one you want. Yeah.
I think the guns just don't feel satisfying. In like, some of them really do.
Super shotgun is pretty satisfying.
I don't like. I think it's the Gauss cannon or something. Like, that can feel really good, but like the assault rifle generally doesn't.
No, you're kind of just drawn to like a couple. Yeah, and then the fact that there's like no, you're not gaining levels, so there's no, like, there's not real a reason to kill enemies other than just progress the story, like unlock the next area.
Like, I think it's the first Doom is worth its price on Steam right now.
How much is it?
About £12.
Oh, it's definitely worth that.
Yeah. Right. So that's nothing against it, but it's sort of like, would I have paid $50 for it? I mean, I didn't to begin with. I paid $23, which I think is still a fair price.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it went on, like, originally it was about 30 or 40 because it came out in 2016 or something, and the price of games was lower. And
yeah, it was probably around that.
So Doom is never worth its price at launch. It just can't be, I don't think. But the problem is that Doom can't be profitable unless you buy its price at launch.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hard thing where it's like, well, I want Doom to exist, but I wouldn't pay for it at its current value.
Yeah.
So I clearly don't want it that much. I mean, Doom's not going away. Let's be real here. Doom made its money back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it did. It's like in the first few weeks, it was like really, really popular.
It just doesn't have the longevity. Oh, hang on. Wait, sorry. I have to tell you something because it just popped into my head. Apparently, Borderlands is getting more DLC. I didn't...
Wait, what?
No confirmation here, but apparently
3?
the live service elements of Borderlands 3 have prompted Take-Two to potentially be adding more than 4 DLC.
Interesting.
And apparently there's story DLC too, so we might get like a conclusion to this whole Ava shit.
Okay. I wonder if I'm guessing this is going to be excluded from the season pass.
Yeah, I think
probably
it
wouldn't make sense.
Specifically excluded.
Yeah,
but like we're still getting those two, and we're still getting all the takedowns and events, and I think they might actually continue like adding DLC to it for the foreseeable future.
I'd definitely be for that.
It's going to be weird, though, if the level cap keeps rising.
Yeah.
Because the game is balanced on the idea that you're really only going to be going to about 50, 56.
Yeah.
So they might have to add a bunch of areas that, like, these areas, like, they just can't scale to your current level without being Ultimate Vault Hunter 2.0.
Yeah.
And then we can both agree that Ultimate Vault Hunter is sometimes very much not a fun experience.
Yeah. I remember playing it for the first time, and
it sucks.
I couldn't get past, like, I could barely get to Boom and Boom.
Although I bet when you completed that first claptrap request, you felt good.
Yeah, it does.
25,000 XP for walking in a straight line.
Yeah, you're like, the levels do start like piling on, I guess, at that point.
Well, I think they slow down in Ultimate Vault Hunter. I think you can get to 1 to 50 faster than you can get from, like, 50 to 70.
Even at the very
Definitely
start
50 to 80. At the very start of it, you'll gain, like, 5 levels in, like, no time. But 61 onwards, the game really crawls. I like it. I enjoy the grind. The reason I play Borderlands is pretty much just to level up my character.
I mean,
the loot aspect actually doesn't appeal to me that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the loot aspect of it quite a bit. I think that's...
I enjoy being able to change my gun, but, like, if I had to pick and choose between loot or levels, I'd pick levels.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's... I mean, just for me, just to get, like, more skill points. That's really...
It feels good, right?
Yeah.
Like, getting an OP1B to an OP2B doesn't feel as good as going from level 79 to 80.
Yeah. Because
it's functionally the same.
But just
having one skill point.
Having the extra skill point, like, at that point, you pretty much have... Well, I feel like there are a lot of builds at that point where, like, they're almost really, really good, but if you just put a couple more skill points into something...
That's always going to be the case, though. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, just being able to put some more skill points just to make it that much better is quite nice.
Because you'll never gain any, like, considerable amount of power, because without being able to spec into a full tree, you can't get the very potent skills at the end. So it's a lot of quality of life things. Like, it's
you
get a sexual Tyrannosaurus on Gunzerka, and it's like you just gain some health, right? It's like a massive HP regen, which is good for your survivability, but you're playing Ultimate Vault Hunter, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest here. Salvador doesn't live unless he uses the Grog nozzle. And then he becomes overpowered, as we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Frankly, I won't be telling my D&D group about this tactic.
Well, you don't want them to cheese it?
Well, you actually can't, in fairness. You have to get to the Grog nozzle on any given playthrough.
Okay, but
it's a quest item, it's not a quest reward. So, to get to an Ultimate Vault Hunter, you have to be able to play through Tiny Tina all the way to the Grog nozzle. Without a Grog nozzle.
Huh. Okay,
which does require you, like, you have to actually be strong enough to get there, but, like, once you get it, it makes Digistruct Peak a non-existent trivial challenge because of the new DLC they added.
I mean, it still wasn't, though. It still wasn't.
No, it was. No, hang on. No, we went from 3 to 10 in, like, 2 days.
I wouldn't say it was trivial, though, was it?
Did you really struggle on OP10? Like, at the end there? Honestly? We beat it first try.
Oh. Okay, that I didn't remember.
Yeah, maybe we struggled before the update.
I guess,
but it's because we had the while in Digistruct Beak do 1,000% extra damage or whatever it was. I was like, all right, everything dies with a B shield.
That's true. It was. I think my damage was a lot lower though. Because I think I was still using, like, the Slagger or something.
No, you wouldn't have been. You would have been using the Digistruct Peak weapon, because I was slagging everything with the Grog nozzle.
Okay.
I don't trivializes it. Yeah. If you have Salvador and a Siren, like, the Siren always gets up Salvador, and Salvador does way more damage than anyone else. Like, it's at least 3 times.
It's a lot.
Which is crazy, because he only carries 2 guns, but the fact that you're not swapping out makes it incredibly potent.
Yeah.
So, I think my wall has a heartbeat.
What?
I think there's someone outside banging on my wall, and it sounds like my wall has a heartbeat.
That's weird. You've got a living house.
I do. It's very much what I want.
A living house.
Yeah.
I honestly can't imagine a reason why you'd want that. That feels like a very uncomfortable thing to be around.
Yeah, but they'd, like, fix things up for you, right? Like, you're not going to have rot because the house is alive.
Yeah, but what if the house doesn't take care of itself? It's going to start rotting at a faster pace than I think a regular house would.
You think you're going to get an obese house? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the walls are just going to like increase their width by like twice.
It's a hot summer's day. The walls are going to start sweating.
Oh god. Oh, that would suck. Your entire house just becomes moist.
It becomes moist, but it's coming from the central water supply, so it's just constantly coming.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get like it's gonna be damp. There's gonna be water damage.
When the house gets a bit too cold and it shivers, like it's just basically an earthquake.
Yeah, it turns out I don't want a living house.
Yeah, I think it would suck. And what do you feed it? There's only so many postmen.
Well, why would I feed it postmen? That would be absurd.
I don't know. They come to the house.
You know, Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
What you'd lead a bunch of kids.
The house is actually the witch the whole time.
You'd lead a bunch of kids to a house.
Yeah, so that you lead them to the house fattens them up, and then it eats them.
Okay. I feel like the postman one is easier.
Yeah, but children are more malleable, you know, for house feeding purposes.
I guess you'd be able to like make them a better source of food, but it takes a lot more time to do that.
It's true, but the house has got time. It's going to be here for like hundreds of years.
Yeah, but why would you want to dedicate your time on this earth to tending to this house that you've been saddled with?
Because I imagine the house would provide me like wondrous bounty.
Well, how do you know?
It's a living house.
Yeah,
it's a sentient object.
Yeah, but that could just be all it is. It could just be a carnivorous house, and that's the end of it.
Okay, but let's be real here. If I had a carnivorous house, I could sell a lot of tickets to see it.
Yeah.
It's a legit carnivorous house.
Oh my god, you've just figured it out. Like, just some people go missing when they visit the house.
Well, what we do is we say, well, this is a carnivorous house. You can go inside, but you're likely to be eaten. And everyone's like, that sounds dumb. And they never come back out. It's like, well, we warned them. They signed the waivers.
Yeah, but then you'd never get any other people.
Don't go inside of it.
You'd never get any more people. They just come to the edge.
Because people go on ghost tours all the time.
No, but people know ghosts don't exist.
No, they don't, though. There are people who believe in ghosts.
Okay, but it's like...
And those are the people who do it. They go on ghost hunts and stuff.
Okay.
So what you say is...
There's like limited proof. Okay, but...
it's a house that eats people, Josh. That's like pretty definitive proof.
Yeah, but I feel like you can much more easily prove that just by going to it and like throwing a rat inside.
Well, no, because he's still going to eat you in the front door. That would be that's a bad tactic for the house. You got to go into the house so that you can't leave.
What film is this, by the way? This is a film.
There is a house called not a house.
It's a Monster House. That's it. Yeah, this is from Monster House.
No, the house doesn't eat people. I don't think.
I think it does.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's the guy's wife that is her spirit is in the house and it eats people.
Hates children.
Yeah, and it's weird though because it has organs.
Well, yeah, it's a living house. I assumed that this house would have organs too. Like, the walls would be like a sinewy thing.
Oh wait, so is this a house like made of flesh?
And the inside, yeah.
Okay, but
it's like a mimic,
has like
right?
Okay. Oh yeah. I get that. Okay, so it would be really easy to prove. You just like open the door, and then bam, it's horrible.
The entranceway is going to be like it's not dumb, Josh. It's going to get you in. So
you send in like a drone with a live video feed.
You send a drone in, and then it doesn't see what hits it, and the wall punches it with the camera facing the other direction. Boom! Your drone has been destroyed, and you now can't see.
Yeah, but you know it's definitely dangerous on the inside. It's not like a
Yeah, but
ghost.
it could be a man with a bat. That isn't proof that the house is living.
Okay, fine. Like send in like a squad of 5 drones, and then you see.
Do you think a monster house could not defeat 5 drones?
No, I think it can, but you're more likely to see what's happening now. Like with a ghost tour, you're not gonna like someone's gonna say they saw a leaf move, and then that's a ghost, and you're saying no, that's just wind. But this is 5 drones got destroyed inside of a regular looking house, and just you're not meant to like. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
there's just
like
a guy with a hat.
Pulse. There could be an electromagnetic pulse, Josh. You can't prove it.
No, but there's so many things that you can do to like prove it. There's so many different things you can go through.
Yeah, go inside.
Apart from that, there's so many different things you can do.
What's the point of being a ghost hunter if you never take the risk to go and see the ghost?
This isn't a ghost. This is like a carnivorous house hunter.
They don't know that. This could be a house ghost. It's possessed the house.
I think if enough ghost hunters go there and get killed, or just don't come back, someone's gonna.
No, but there'll be a legend, right? A legend will form, and it'll be like people go there searching for the hidden treasure of whatever's inside this house, but only the worthy may survive, and the house just eats you regardless. But it has false treasure in it.
How does that get spread around?
Well, you start it.
Why would anyone believe you?
Because you own a monster house.
Yeah, but they don't know it's a monster house. They think it's ghosts.
Okay, yeah, but you say, well, the ghost guards the treasure because she is a vengeful spirit.
Okay,
her husband tried to take her wealth. Or, sorry, she tried to take her husband's wealth and didn't manage it or something. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So you're like the only one that has treasure, and you're like, yeah, just go in this house. You'll get like riches.
Well, you say it's treasure and it's tied to ghosts. You get ghost hunters and treasure hunters.
I feel like after 10 people like the police are gonna get involved.
Okay, what are they going to do? Go inside the house?
Well, yeah, and then the flipping army is going to get involved. And
what are they going to do? Go inside the house?
They're going to nuke your house.
They're not going to nuke the house.
No, they're going to send in drones, and then they'll find out.
They're going to send in raptor drones, aren't they? Just straight through the side.
Yeah, they're just, like, they start dismantling the wall.
Okay, and then they find, like, a house that eats them.
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, well, we got to deal with this.
What are they going to do? Blow it up? Like, if they blow it up when it doesn't get fully destroyed, what does the house do? That's right, it grows back.
It just grows back from, like, a single brick?
Yeah, it's like Cell, right?
Oh.
Good luck, my dude.
Well, then, like, I guess we just... Can it move? Can this house move?
No, it's completely stuck.
Okay, we could just, like, cordon it off. Just build a concrete shell.
That would draw some attention. And who's to say it wouldn't destroy the shell?
At this point, the entire world knows of this carnivorous house.
Okay.
Or no one does.
What if the house expands to whatever structure it's built on?
No.
So it's built on it. So if there's no house there's no carnivorous house. But if you build a big concrete structure around it, you've now built a concrete living house.
Oh, no. Well, how far does that rule extend?
If you built a dome around the planet,
the house. But how?
It's magic. It's a house.
I can't argue with that. It is a house. But then, like, can it shrink? Does that mean you can shrink it then? Like, can you just give
Yeah, I
it
imagine
like?
you could put a doll's house on it, and
Yeah.
that would be it. But if you built a house around the doll's house, it's now going to take that house as well.
Okay. Oh dang it! Wait, what class is a? What kind of like
A
encasements?
structure with 4 walls and a roof.
Okay. So does
It does
cylinders
not need
count?
a door.
Does cylinders count?
A cylinder would count as a house, yes.
Dang it! I was thinking
Well,
about
you could
launching it
imagine
on a
living in the
rocket.
Burj Khalifa, which is a house.
Okay. I was thinking about launching it in a rocket into outer space, but then you just have a sentient rocket that eats people.
Yeah, that would actually be worse. Like, let's say it can't move. If you put it in the rocket, you've now let it move.
Oh god. You can.
You can't stop it. This is what horror is about. You can't stop the house. You just have to sort of negotiate with it.
The smartest thing for it to do would be to let someone eat it.
No, because that wouldn't be a house.
What? How do you know?
Well, it's a nebulous definition here, right? Like, a house is whatever makes the plot go forwards.
Yeah, so the person eats the house. Well, I guess it's not a house at that point. It's just some like little bug that the bug persuades the human to eat them. Then the human gets into a car. Then the car goes into a garage, and now you have a sentient garage that eats people.
I feel like you wouldn't be able to move it that way, though.
No?
Well, the way I'm thinking about it is that the house, the thing that turns houses into living houses is like an Indian burial ground type thing.
So it's tied to that area.
Yeah, you can't move the burial ground.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on board with that.
You gotta build the houses on the burial ground, which is why Indian burial grounds are so terrifying, because they turn houses into monsters to eat you.
All of them do that.
People don't know. It's a well-known fact.
People seem to refuse that. But
I tell you what, America would not mess with Native Americans if their houses turned into monsters every time they took their land.
That's the reason the Indians didn't stay in one place. They were afraid of flipping sentient houses. They wouldn't have houses.
It makes too much sense.
This shit must be true. Oh my god, the White House is the biggest house of them all. That's why so much bad stuff happens there. Trump is actually a puppet at this point.
Well, he's being threatened by the... but the house is smart enough to be like, well, I can't kill you, that would be bad. But you keep bringing people in.
Yeah, or he's like the... Have you seen the SpongeBob movie?
Yeah.
Where, I think SpongeBob and Patrick stop off to get food. And it's like there's the shack with a person selling something, but the person selling something turns out to be attached to the tongue of this giant monster. It was like disguise.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think about it. I can't picture it.
Trump's in his chair, right? His legs are below the desk. Wrong. Yeah. It's actually just connected to the White House in a weird fleshy way. He's a puppet. That's what the White House talks through.
Can you imagine the horror that the US government could inflict with Living House? They just negotiate. We're going to feed you all of our prisoners. All of our enemies, we will feed you. Don't do anything dumb. That's it. That's the plan.
So anyone that, oh god, imagine if China had this.
China's very dense. Do you think that so imagine we've built a house, a monster house, right? It's a little shack, and then you build another shack on top of the shack. So monster house is now both of these shacks, right?
Yeah.
So if you build one this same building out, so is that also that's also a monster house, right? So if you build a mega city China,
yeah,
your monster house is China.
The country of China is a singular monster house.
Judge Dredd could not deal with Monster House.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because he works in megacities. They hold millions of people in single towers.
He'd have to Yeah, but it's Judge Dredd versus an entire megacity. Yeah, I don't think that would work.
Because you can't blow the megacity. That would be, you know.
It just grows back.
Well, you build another one there eventually, right? You think you've got it, and you don't.
Yeah. If you destroy the original shack that was like the monster house, does that sever all of the connections? Or is it just
I'm
like...
going to say yes. You must have a direct connection.
It has a control point, like the...
Yeah, it can't move... Well, it originates from wherever this Indian burial ground is.
So you just fully...
But what if there's two? What if you built two houses, like, just overlapping the burial ground?
Yeah.
There's no two monster houses.
I guess.
Now it's worse.
Just use, like tiny pet houses. Then you have, like, hundreds of little houses. Like, tiny little monster houses. Oh! Okay. So motorhomes. Still houses.
That's still a house,
but
yeah.
They're mobile. They can move.
No, but if it leaves the property, it's not.
Oh,
it's off ground. It's got to be on the burial ground.
That's true. But is
How
this
far down
burial
does it
ground
go?
like
if you
big?
built an underground home?
Wait, but then you're in an enclosed area, so like the walls of the cave, which means the entire Earth is now your home. That's then the planet becomes the monster house again.
Well, that's actually that is a thought. If you dig a little hole that you could call a home.
Yeah, the walls are technically like the whole Earth.
Oh, this sounds like the plot twist of the film. If you were to make one, like they're all trying to stop the monster house, and they dig up the area, thinking we got it now, and it's like no.
I have now just made it so much
planet.
worse. It becomes flippin' Unicron.
Every cave system, boom, made of flesh.
Oh no! Oh, that's awful.
Like the sewers made of flesh.
Oh.
the sewers are on red with blood.
Oh my god.
The surface is fine though. If you live on the surface, don't worry, you're good.
Oh, okay. So the oceans aren't made of blood now.
Yeah, because like the outside of the house, right? The outside of the house still looks like a house, but the inside is flesh.
So okay. So like alien races that are visiting, they just come by.
Idea.
Like we're gonna take over this planet. Nope, planet takes over you.
It sounds great. This sounds like the perfect film. I can imagine it working.
I'd love for it to just be like a really dumb apocalyptic film.
And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a house here that eats people, and that's the initial premise. And the end of the film is the house ate everyone when it became the planet. All right, now connect these 2 points.
That's really. That's a tough connection. How do you progress?
They dug a hole. Someone lived in it for a bit. Boom! It ate them.
Yeah, this is weird magic.
That would be I think that's how you would define it, right?
It just
if someone lived in it,
yeah,
it can turn into a house.
The way
it can turn into them.
The way they say that they saved the day is just by like changing the definition in the Oxford Dictionary of house.
I could see it.
Like it just works so stupidly. And then it just uses like just our book of definitions. I would love that.
It's the dumbest thing. I love it.
How long have we been talking about Monster House for?
Ages. It's because it's such a great idea.
It is. Why isn't anyone... Well, apart from Monster House, why isn't anyone...
Apart from like 14 years ago, why is no one talking about this?
It's such a... Look, this film is amazing. It should have won Oscars. The House should have got an Oscar. Oscars. The House did a really good job at playing a monster house, I think.
Oh my god. Mitchell Musso was like the guy in it.
Who's Mitchell Musso?
He's from the Disney Channel.
Oh. I'm gonna be honest, didn't watch much of the Disney Channel as a
I
kid.
did. Disney Channel was the best.
I was more of a Cartoon Network kind of kid.
You can watch both. Although the real argument for watching Disney Channel is Disney Channel had 2-minute adverts instead of 5-minute adverts.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That's pretty
per
good.
half an hour, you're only watching 4 compared to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
So even if the show is worse, you spend less time interrupted.
Yeah. But I mean,
I think that matters. That was my primary reason for watching it.
Just as much content as possible.
Well, it was like, well, the content's fine, and the adverts are 40% of the length.
Yeah.
So I could watch Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Or I could watch, like, Wizards of Waverly Place, and, like, yeah, it's worse, but it's also, like, I get to watch it for longer.
Okay. I can see that, like, being like a reasonable thing that a kid thinks.
Also, it had more binge opportunity. Disney was very good at being like, we're gonna do like Wizards of Waverly Place Wednesday, and like all day.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like on Wednesdays. It's gonna be like 6 episodes, and we'll play them throughout the day. And when you get home from school, boom, you can watch them. You watch all 6, and the next Wednesday you do the same.
I remember Cartoon Network doing a similar kind of thing though. Like
they did like just every Billy and Mandy film. But like just back to back.
And some days they'd just like they'd only be playing like one show, but it would be like so many episodes from that single show.
You'll notice when they do that though, they only play half a day's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do play on like 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, they like have repeats. Yeah, that happens so often. I feel like they only played like they have like 10 episodes that they play, and that's it.
Well, I think it's because like you can't expect people to sit down and watch like 5 hours of Billy and Mandy in a row, but 2 hours now, 2 hours later, and an hour before they go to bed, more reasonable, right?
Yeah,
not super reasonable, but more.
Yeah.
Thing is, people aren't going to experience that for much longer.
No.
Well, streaming services exist, and streaming services don't have live schedules.
Have people been experiencing this? Like, have kids really been experiencing that for the last, like, 5 years? Yeah?
Well,
because YouTube has been a huge thing with that audience.
I know, but
I imagine it's like...
There aren't many, like, full TV shows on YouTube.
No, but in terms of just... Like do kids even watch... TV shows as much anymore? Like I would imagine most of the main things that they watch is YouTube now.
I'm not going to deny that, but here's what I'm going to say.
What?
Disney Plus now exists, which means any Disney Channel show ever is now streamable. I just checked. You can watch Wizards.
Yeah.
Which is a good show. Between a 6.8 and an 8.1, depending on which source you look at. That's a really wide gap. Oh my god. That's 2 points.
To be honest, that is like the really low end of scores that websites typically give, and the kind of high.
Like it's a solid show for kids. It's like it's a 7, pretty much, and an 8.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Maybe it's just my way of judging things, but I say a 5 is okay to watch if you like the kind of thing.
Yeah.
6 is like if you're a mild fan.
I think that's a good scale, but I don't think anyone else will.
Well, no, I think Adam ruins everything. Your movie sucks.
Yeah.
Like he does that.
Okay.
So whenever I see him say something's a 2, I go, probably not worth watching. If he says it's a 5, maybe worth watching. Okay. Although I don't like his taste in movies. So
it's really
frankly, It's completely worthless.
Yeah.
He gave
At least he
The Quiet
uses a
Place,
good
which
scale.
most people gave like a 9 or a 10 or like an 8, 9 or a 10. He gave it 2. So
What?
it's just sort of like I don't really like horror, so Quiet Place isn't for me. But I
Yeah.
imagine that would be really infuriating.
That's. I mean, is he a fan of horror? Is that a film for
Yeah, he's
him?
alright with it. He's like a movie buff.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
It's a little bit weird, yeah.
Yeah. Have you actually been using Disney Plus tool then?
Oh no, not at all. I basically just typed in stream Wizards of Waverly Place and
Okay.
it said Disney Plus on subscription.
I
I
mean-
was curious. I still think people watch TV.
Yeah. I don't. I don't know.
No, okay, here's the thing.
There's so
You can-
much on YouTube.
Let's use Grim Adventures and Wizards again as an example, right?
Yeah.
You can't watch Wizards except on TV or Disney Plus,
Yeah.
right? And let's also assume that Wizards didn't end 8 years ago. Man, I'm feeling old right now,
Okay.
right? So,
So it's still
Let's
going on
all-
now.
right, let's assume that it's a current show.
Yeah.
You can only watch it on TV or on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Well, an adult will either buy Disney Plus if they can afford it for their kid, because, they
Yeah.
would. Or they can't afford it, but they can afford a TV package because they watch it and, their siblings watch it and
Yeah.
so on. So you watch it on TV, so they still have to run these things.
Yeah.
Eventually that's going to go away, considering the amount of content Disney Plus actually has.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll eventually abandon TV. Do you think?
I bet Disney Plus is mad that Fox sold Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Sorry.
Bet Disney is mad that Fox sold Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because if they hadn't, it would be on Disney Plus.
that's true. They'd have that right now.
And that's probably one of the best TV shows on at the moment, although I do have my gripes with it.
Yeah, I still haven't continued watching it.
Of course you haven't.
No.
Of course you haven't.
I know. It's just same old Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That mean you're not going to watch it, or you're just going to wait for it to come out on Netflix?
I'll probably just wait for Netflix. To be honest, it's just easier.
The high seas benefit me sometimes, so I've seen it all.
Yeah.
It's fine. The heist this year was terrible. I think it was actually the worst heist I've ever done.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they are the best episodes of the seasons sometimes, so can't be too harsh on them.
Yeah. Yeah, they were
I
definitely
feel
some
like
good ones.
it's running out of steam while having a load of steam left. I think they need to shake it up a bit.
What season is it on now?
7.
Okay. So it is I mean, I don't think they should do the
used to do
things that a lot...
they used to do 22 30-minute episodes. Now they do 13, and I think the next season's going to be 8.
I mean, it's probably time that they finish the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's wrapping up time.
Yeah.
Let's bring the curtains down on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and get another medical drama, I need another Scrubs Grey's Anatomy House remake,
I remember Scrubs.
Or OR, or Casualty, or... There are never firefighter ones.
There should be.
You got your police officers.
Yeah.
Sorry, your police fighters. It's the gender neutral term, by the way, fighter.
Really?
Yeah. So you don't say fireman, you say firefighter. You don't say policeman, you say police fighter. You don't say doctorman, you say doctor fighter.
Doctor Fighter.
Right? There are no
I don't think anyone says
firefighter
Doctor
ones.
Man.
Oh, Doctor Fighter just sounds better.
It's true. You think you're gonna get some
When a postman
hero.
is post fighter.
a post fighter.
Yeah.
They go through real struggles to get your parcels to you.
Yeah, they have to wrestle them to the ground.
Parcels are sentient now.
Well, it's not just the monster house.
It's true. They're wrapped up, which means,
man, if this wasn't a disconnected, we would call it Monster House.
Yeah. We could call it ReConnected, Disconnected Monster House.
Nah, that would break the naming scheme. This is the second to last one. We can't do that right at the end.
We could, though.
We could. We're not going to.
Yeah, but we could, though.
I don't. That's not a good excuse.
No, okay, sure. I'm just saying we could. Is all.
Okay, we could do it.
Yeah,
but we could also watch all of these medical dramas.
Yeah, we could. I haven't seen. Actually, okay. I'll say the ones that I have seen, and that's Scrubs.
Yeah, have you not seen House?
I haven't seen House. No.
House is pretty good. It's like Sherlock Holmes, but they're doctors.
Okay.
So you can literally see it, right? House, Holmes. You can see it like it's Dr. Gregory House, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
James Wilson.
Okay, that
Sean
was like
Watson.
Wow, that is kind of close.
Yeah, the whole point is it's a Sherlock Holmes, but they're doctors, and they're trying to solve the diseases instead of the crimes.
Yeah. I find it hard to like.
And House is a dysfunctional drug addict.
Oh.
It's
I was about to
Sherlock Holmes.
I was about to say like how I don't know how that would be interesting as a show. It's like
it really is. The episodes where they focus on his drug addiction are the bad episodes.
Real
yeah.
How is like watching someone find out about like
because it's super rare diseases, right? So the whole point is that he's like the best diagnostician in the country.
Yeah.
So all the really difficult cases get sent to him.
Okay.
So every patient is like a life-threatening illness.
Yeah.
With like family problems.
Oh, okay. So it's more on the person.
Oh no, not at all. The patient is basically completely superfluous to the show, but he's also got some lackeys, and the lackeys are the ones where the personality comes from.
Okay.
He has between 3 and 5 lackeys, depending on what part of the show you're in.
Okay.
And one of them has Huntington's, so she's gonna be like in pain soon, and so she's got that to deal with. One of them, he's black. That's his entire character, I swear to God.
I thought you were going to say, that's where all of his pain is coming from.
Nope. He's, frankly, like, the show starts off, that's like the whole point, is that, well, he was a criminal when he was 16, which is, like, super racist.
Yeah, but it is. That really is.
But it goes from there, and it then becomes, well, he starts becoming more and more like House and becoming more and more dysfunctional.
Okay.
That's his whole thing. One of them just really likes damaged people. Like, that's what she's attracted to. So House is a super damaged person. She's really attracted to House.
Yeah.
Her ex-husband was dying of cancer, so she got married to him and then froze his sperm. This show's weird sometimes, man.
What?
That's the plot. That's the plot of the show.
Oh my God.
One of them becomes Barack Obama's press secretary or something. That's just in real life. That's why he's not on the show.
Oh, that was a real life thing.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
One of them's a terrible doctor, yet somehow works for House. That's his plot.
That's his character. He's bad.
Yeah.
Is somehow in that position.
Yeah, and then he becomes the best doctor. It's amazing.
Does it actually, is there a progression to him?
He just works for him for the longest, so he inherits the department when House leaves.
That doesn't make him a good doctor. That just means
Well, he's clearly the best. He's taken over the best diagnostic operation in the country.
I mean, it seems like he was just there. when it happened.
He was very good, apparently.
Okay. You just never saw it.
He just never saw it. He did get better over time, but yeah. Basically just sprung up at the end.
Okay. It was just to wrap it up, I guess.
So, on the whole, I recommend watching like the first 5 seasons. Don't watch the last 3.
Okay. Well,
very much like Scrubs.
That's
Never watched
like
the last season.
It didn't even have the same characters or the same people playing them.
Well, here's the thing. So, seasons 1 through 8, like, they started relatively strong. It got better, and then around season 4 it got worse, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It had just peaked.
Yeah.
And then they stopped on season 8 because that was a good place to stop. And then they wanted to make a spin-off called Scrubs Med School.
Oh, that's why they're different.
But then they were like, well, we can market this
it.
as Scrubs.
Ugh. That's annoying.
Actually, no. I think they just wanted to make a different medical drama, and then they tied it into Scrubs, and that's why the main characters are there.
But they're not
like,
even...
It's actually not that bad. It's like a first season of a new show. It's kind of fine.
Yeah?
It's not that bad.
Wait, were they
good?
Were the main characters actually in that, then?
Barely.
Okay. I thought they had...
Lucy, I think that was her name, picked up from JD. And Zach Braff went off and did whatever weird films he did afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they actually, like... Because I think I only remember seeing the, the picture for it, so I just assumed that they'd replaced the actors with new people. Okay.
They're just not in it much.
That makes a lot more sense.
Side characters, not main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a kind of weird thing, isn't it, when shows or media does that? Like, pushes the main characters that you've, like, grown to like a lot to the side for these new characters that it's trying to push. It's pretty similar to what Borderlands 3 did. I mean...
Okay, right.
I know...
Yeah.
Okay, I know Borderlands 2 also did this.
Yeah.
But from our perspective of not having played the first one...
Which was, in fairness, not very good. Because we have played it. It's just not good.
It's hard to get into. I'm sure it gets better.
Yeah, I'm sure if I give it another attempt someday, I'll like play through the whole thing. I'll get all my characters to max level on all the games.
I don't think I'll ever play it properly.
I think you will.
I don't know if I will.
We'll go back to it someday.
If I'm out in the desert and I don't have anything to do, but I have Borderlands 1 installed for some reason and not Borderlands 2 or 3.
And you can survive long enough to play it all the way through.
Yeah, I have... What
if there's the condition for your survival, right? You have to play through the entire thing to max level 4 times.
I mean, sure, I'd do that. I don't think I'd enjoy it, but... Like, I'd probably find some interest in it eventually. I think that's the only way I'd end up playing Borderlands 1 all the way through, though, is like either if we started playing it again, or...
Which we could do. I'm going to have some time, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. Or just, like...
But if we were going to play it, we'd play Borderlands 3 and then play Borderlands 2 again.
And then maybe pre-sequel.
Characters.
You never know.
And then maybe the pre-sequel, because that is better.
Yeah. I think I've played more Borderlands 1 than the pre-sequel at this point.
I don't think I have. We're back here again, by the way.
Yeah. We're back on Borderlands.
338, 116, 6. I've played the same amount.
Okay, actually, I played 15 hours of Borderlands and 9 of pre-sequel.
You played 15 hours of the original Borderlands?
I don't know why.
Have you only played it with me?
No, I've played it on my own a bit.
Okay. You played more on your own than you played with me. I'm going to be real here.
I was playing it when before Borderlands 3 came out. So I was like, I want to play Borderlands.
And
We've
you
already
chose
played
that instead of the pre-sequel.
I mean, yeah.
I can't necessarily blame you. The pre-sequel did have its issues.
The pre-sequel is just no the areas were very uninteresting to me. At least the ones that I've been in. Not saying Borderlands areas are interesting.
Remember, they all got
too-
phase locked in Borderlands 3.
Who did?
Everyone on Memphis.
Everyone got phase locked.
Well, think of it. They phase locked the moon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What happened to them there?
I
They
assume
probably
they're all dead.
died. I can't imagine. Like weren't they dragging the moon towards?
Yeah, I don't know. It was dumb. It was really dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't make.
And let's say they
A lot
weren't
of
all dead.
sense.
Let's say there were people there. There's now a Firehawk brand across the surface.
Wow, those poor people. First, like there were probably a lot of earthquakes and just destruction because the moon was being pulled out of its orbit, and then the Firehawk goes and burns her symbol onto the surface of the moon, incinerating thousands.
There's no oxygen though, and fire weapons don't work in the pre-sequel, so we can only assume that brand isn't actually there.
Oh, wow. I mean, we're able to use fire weapons when you go there on Borderlands 3. But then you
don't
don't
get
need...
with some Borderlands 3 though.
Don't you? Wait,
No.
what's the moon?
Well, the moon is Elpis.
Yeah,
We don't go to the moon in Borderlands 3.
you do.
You don't.
You do.
No, you go to space station whatever.
Isn't that on the moon?
No.
Where was it?
Just like a random rock, right?
Was it? Oh, okay. I thought it was the same.
It was above
I guess it was
Promethea.
Malibu, wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't Hyperion. I just assumed it was the same thing. I don't know why. Yeah, it was Promethea, wasn't it? It wasn't even close to Pandora.
Yeah, they weren't even close to Pandora. It was Promethea. I'm going to assume there was an oxygen bubble.
I mean, you were able to breathe, and you didn't really put on any kind of like breath gear.
Wait, I want to compliment Borderlands 3 for a second.
Oh, really?
We've been mean on the show recently.
Yeah.
We're always nice to Borderlands. My bad.
Yeah, we should be nicer to Borderlands in future. It tries really hard,
Okay.
except when it doesn't.
Borderlands 3 does have distinct areas.
That's true, it does.
Like, the different phases of the game do feel very different to each other. So, that's my compliment. The game does feel different and distinct at all phases.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of those phases are markedly worse than others.
Yeah.
Like, Necrodefeo and most of Promethea isn't very interesting. And Eden 6 is too long.
Yeah. And, well, Eden 6 has some really terrible parts.
What? Are you telling me that the Balex section isn't your favourite?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that.
Or part what you thinking?
That isn't great, but the bounty hunter section where you're trying to find the other bounty hunters. Are they bounty hunters?
Oh god, I keep forgetting that's a thing that exists.
Yeah, that whole
Jesus Christ.
part you'd blocked it out of your memory.
I think I legitimately repressed that.
You'd repressed the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad part.
Wow.
If that was in like an area a third the size and about half the length, that would have been fun.
It was near a third of the size, half the length, and we had a car.
Yeah.
Why did they not like?
They
didn't
seem
have a
so
lot, 'cause they
happy
had cars
to.
everywhere.
They seem to be so happy to use cars in all other parts of the games, just not the part where you really want it.
Yeah,
Where the
although
traveling
I
is
can
actually a
imagine
problem.
if you had to do the Splinterlands without a car, you'd hate yourself too.
Sorry, if you had to.
If you had to do the Splinterlands without a car, that would suck.
Oh,
It's the area outside of Carnivora,
jeez,
where it's just all desert and there's nothing in it.
it's such a big area as well. That would be really, really annoying.
Is it bad that if I was going to rewrite Borderlands 3, I would like chuck half of it?
I don't. I think it's a bad idea to rewrite it. I think you just
have
you
to throw it out.
just write a
Maybe
new
out the
game.
bathwater.
Just write a new game.
Well, the thing is, we've tried to write a new game, right? Like we did this whole thing. We were like, "Oh, what if Krieg comes in after Maya's dead? Like, if we keep it consistent up to then?" And,
Okay.
like, Krieg goes nuts when he finds out she's dead. Because apparently the fourth DLC isn't even going to happen in reality, by the way.
What?
It's apparently going to happen
Oh.
all in Krieg's head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, although he's like semi-sane now. If you
Okay.
listen to his audio logs, which I have for the first time.
Oh, could this be like a therapy session? Like he's just describing.
I think it's going to be him coming to terms with Maya's death. So Maya gets to come back!
Oh, yes.
And I
We
really
actually
hope
have a
there's a
good
scene where Krieg absolutely decimates Ava. I need this.
He just takes out all his rage of Maya being dead over that.
On fake Ava, I don't want real Ava to die, because, like, she killed one of my favourite characters. I'd like her to redeem herself.
Yeah. Maybe she will.
The thing
Maybe
is,
she won't.
I'm very, like, Krieg could have come in and like, rallied the bandits and created this faction to go against the Calypsos, and we could have had a full-on war for Pandora,
Yeah.
which would have been way better,
Yeah, that would have been so much better.
right?
Like the bandits, the Pandora is the bandits' home. Like, make them fight for it against these people that are trying to destroy it. That
Right,
makes
and
a
then
lot
we
of
have like
sense.
Troy and Tyrene like fight, which is why the other bandits like move to Krieg, more unified leadership, and we get a union joke where Krieg offers them benefits.
Yeah.
They get 3 weeks paid leave.
Look, a union joke would have been great. That really would have been a good thing for them to do.
I live for this joke.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen at all during Borderlands 3, I'm gonna be mad.
It was
You
so...
can't open a game that way and not do it. Besides that, right, let's ignore that. Troy and Tyrene get to fight for a bit. You know, Troy feeling underappreciated by Tyrene, but actually like becoming stronger than her in many ways.
Yeah.
Tyrene being concerned that her position of like God Queen is being usurped.
Yeah.
That fallout causes a rift. That's what allows Krieg to get his foothold. They then storm the cathedral with an army of bandits, really fulfilling Jack's whole statement
Yeah.
of "you're all bandits."
Yeah.
And then the game can proceed as it had before. Actually, we can ignore Typhon de Leon as well. He basically doesn't need to exist,
No.
and is overly predictable. Just have him be like the first Vault Hunter, and you listen to his logs, and he discovers the vault that Tyrene is after, and she actually found these, and that's why she's after the Great Vault.
Yeah, he really didn't need to be a character. He could have just been the logs.
It also
That
screws with the
would've
timeline in
worked
ways
better.
that I'm not a big fan of.
What does?
The like Typhon de Leon existing, because this takes
Oh,
place 5 years after Borderlands
yeah.
2. Let's be generous. I don't know what the timeline is. Let's say that happened 5 years after Borderlands 1. So that means that Lilith was
Yeah.
like around
Yeah.
10 years ago. Tyrene is, let's be generous again, call her 26. So she was 16 when Lilith took over, or like founded the Crimson Raiders.
Yeah.
that would mean that Lena, Typhon's wife, would probably also have been like 40-something, and that would make Typhon about 40-something, maybe 50-something.
Yeah.
And he's in his 60s now, which means Pandora has only really been explored for 60 years.
Yep.
So I assumed we were like way later in the Vault Hunter
Yeah.
lineage than like 5th generation.
I would have imagined like a couple hundred years, at least.
And you also have to consider, like, Lilith is one of the greatest Vault Hunters of all time. She opened the Vault of the Destroyer.
Yeah.
There's so many weird things that's like, you could have not had this guy. Like, the first Vault Hunter doesn't have to be the best Vault Hunter.
No.
He just has to be the one that starts the whole thing.
Yeah.
But even if he is, he doesn't have to be a main character. Like, he can be a side character that exists in the game.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know, he's not what you expect. You can have the jokes still. And he's like, yeah, me and my wife got here and we just thought we'd live. Like, yeah, he's away from everything, away from the corporation war.
I think it would be best if he's not going to be a main character, he just, like, they keep him out of, the game entirely, apart from those logs. I think
that's ideal, but
I do like the idea of it just being like they're long dead, but you're like finding all of their, like, how they discovered the first vault. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it still works, and it does let you like explore Typhon's whole area. And you know those robots that exist in his area?
Yeah.
They can stick around and they can tell you about him.
Yeah.
And you can get more interaction with them, and they can be quest givers more than they already are.
Yeah.
And that would work. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why they needed this plot. It's very cliche, but it doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't subvert it or do it particularly well, or...
Yeah, it's just not that great.
How did they not see this path?
I don't know.
Maybe they did and they thought, well, we thought of it, so we can't do it. And it's like, it doesn't have to be original, it just has to be good. Like, Borderlands 2 is actually not very original.
Yeah.
It's a man who wants power, and he does whatever it takes to get him. Right? Like, that's it. That's Jack.
Yeah.
Like, Jack's a funny character and a conflicted character, but he's not a new character.
What stories do you think are very original nowadays?
No, well, they just aren't. There are basically no stories that are very original. Like,
yeah.
So I've been watching a show called Ozark. It's a good show. I recommend it. But it's basically Breaking Bad, but like he launders money, not does drugs. But it doesn't make it bad. It has its own unique stories to tell.
Yeah.
But its premise is very similar, and it's not very original. But its originality isn't why I'm watching it. Like, the most original thing that I can really think of is the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. Just because it's...
Like, in
so
not even in recent memory, but, like, in recent times, that's the most original thing I can think of.
That's like a found footage kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like the first found footage film.
Yeah, that's a very unique thing.
Now they're all terribly done. Like, Chronicle's the best one that I can think of, other than that.
Yeah.
And Chronicle doesn't really justify its found footage style.
I've never even heard of it.
I hate that you haven't seen it, 'cause it's a really good film. It's one of my favourites.
Okay.
But, like, it didn't have to be original.
Yeah.
It just had to be something. Like, you can keep so many elements of this the same if you really want to. But you can make it a much more compelling story.
Yeah. It's sad.
And Lilith's plan of finding the vaults is so unbelievably terrible.
Yeah, like, why are they... Like, what was the reasoning?
Like, they wanted to stop Tyrene from getting the vault monsters and the prize of the vault, but it's like, just go and kill Tyrene then. She's literally weaker at the start of the game than she is at the end.
Yeah, she... Like, fine. she was able to like almost kill Lilith like at the start of the game.
No, but she only managed that after they were both decisively beaten, and Lilith was like, "You're a siren," instead of remembering that she still had to fight another person.
Yeah.
Like, that whole sequence doesn't exist if Lilith does what she should be doing as a professional Vault Hunter over 10 years.
Yeah.
And after seeing her husband, I don't think it was husband, boyfriend, partner, whatever, die because they relaxed after a fight.
Yeah.
There is no world in which Lilith would do that. She's seen what happens if you do.
Yeah, that's true. It also realistically wouldn't just be her either.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's a metal sheet. Like, we had a car that could throw explosive barrels. Or we had a gun ourselves. Or, like, something, man. It's so contrived.
Yeah. God. If only. If only.
Oh, it's time to make this a video. That's what we'll do after this, Josh.
What we'll make?
We'll rewrite Borderlands 3.
Oh God. I don't know if it will be good.
No, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
I have nothing more to say.
Well, yeah.
It's
We'll
easy to
finish
whinge
it and
and
we'll
moan.
be like, actually, a lot of this doesn't make sense. And I can see like why they've done this thing now and why they didn't do this other thing.
I mean, I can't see why they let Lilith have her powers taken from a narrative perspective.
Yeah.
Like, for the goal of the narrative, it makes sense. But, like, it's not a logical consequence of the action that takes place.
No.
No. Well, it doesn't make sense for Lilith to lose that fight. She basically can't.
Yeah.
She can literally teleport away from them.
Yeah.
So she doesn't need to... She can't lose it, because they need to touch her to win. But she needs to lose them so that the game makes sense.
Yeah. That's
Which I hate.
Those kind of decisions are really annoying.
And so it's like, if you come up with something you want to have X character die, you have to justify that character dying without saying what comes after.
Yeah. It can't just be you can't just be justifying it by like what is
he dies so that the character
later.
Progression can happen. It's like, no, he has to die so that they stop investigating as like a deterrent, or he dies so that they don't have the power to stop them because he's the main like person who could deal with this very specific situation if they got him there. So by removing him, they can't do that, and their plan falls apart.
Yeah.
But even if Lilith had siren powers, there would have been nothing to have... Like, the Calypsos couldn't have stopped anything. Like, nothing would have changed. Like, Tannis already had siren powers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Remember, Josh, canonically, there are 4 sirens on... there are 3 sirens on Sanctuary 3, and if Lilith didn't have her powers taken, there would have been 4.
That's...
This is why it's so frustrating, right? You can see it now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, if Amara, Tannis, and Maya can't beat Tyrene in a 1-on-1 fight... Well, so in a 3-on-1 fight, we've got problems.
Yeah.
And that's ignoring every other Vault Hunter they could call upon.
Yeah.
Like, the game just doesn't make sense in the position it's in.
No, it doesn't really. I'm gonna just try and focus on like the shorter stories in the DLCs that it tells. I think those are better.
The DLC stories are okay.
Yeah.
I think
They're
like
easier to...
the Handsome Jackpot has a perfectly adequate start to finish. Like, we
Yeah.
need to escape, and this guy is causing problems.
Yeah. That's
Like, that's the
fine.
plot. It's like, great, we're gonna go and solve that. It's a way, like, if that was Act 1 of Borderlands 3, that would have been great. Like, there's just 4 Vault Hunters have to escape a prison planet
Yeah.
so that they can go and hunt vaults.
Yeah. Maybe don't make, like, the entire, like, story of the game obvious at the get-go. Maybe have it be split up a bit more.
Yeah, like, they shoot themselves into space, and then they, like, find Lilith in Sanctuary 3, already off of Pandora.
Yeah.
Lilith still has her siren powers. That doesn't change. So that changes, right? Because she still needs them. Tannis doesn't have Angel's powers.
Yeah.
They're anywhere in the world, doesn't matter.
Oh, wait, was that Angel's powers?
Sorry, did you not realise that after she said it like 8 times?
I guess.
Tannis inherited Angel's siren powers.
What, like, by actually being near Angel, or just the powers?
Well, you can choose who your powers go to after you die. That's why Ava got Maya's powers.
Oh, okay. I see.
I think, anyway. It's a bit weird. Have you not done the quest that, like, goes into Angel's backstory? Man, you are missing out.
I think, like, that's the one, the Tannis mission, where you're, like, you go around picking up I think there are logs there or something.
You go and, like, activate all of the items, and then you find out that Angel killed her mother, and...
Yeah.
Like, I like that quest. It's really good. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's how Tannis got siren powers. Through this whole weird sequence of events.
Oh, okay.
I think it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Instead of finding vaults, they could at least already have said, all right, Tyrene is eating planets, basically. She's just, like, devouring all of her followers, so she's so strong we can't beat her. We're going to go and find every other siren.
Yeah.
And we're going to beat them, like, 5-2. So, we already know... We know 3 of them.
How many sirens are there at
Maya
once?
and Lilith. Then you just have to find angels, and, like, 1 more.
How many sirens are there at once?
7. 7 sirens at any given time.
7?
Well, it might be 6, actually.
It could have potentially been 5 on Sanctuary 3.
Only 6 can exist.
Wait, what?
Yeah, only 6 can exist,
no,
which means all of them appeared in Borderlands 3.
Troy is something...
Lilith, Tannis, Amara, and Maya.
What
a world!
That's really irritating. It's something that they should have definitely just kept as, like, yeah, the sirens exist in the world, but they're still rare. Like, leave it at Lilith, Maya, and Amara.
Yeah, like, we saw Angel. Angel died. Siren is somewhere in the universe now.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be drawn to Pandora eventually. Like, that's the whole point of sirens, is they eventually make it to Pandora.
Yeah.
Which actually doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it. Why is the siren drawn to the planet? Sirens draw sailors away from their ships. Or, like, draw their ships into rocks, not get drawn to sailors' ships.
It's a good point.
It is a good point. I get what they were going for, but it doesn't make sense.
There's some...
They're going for Pandora's the siren.
There's attraction there, but it's in the opposite direction.
I'll let that slide, right?
Yeah.
That seems...
It's fine.
Like, it's a naming thing. It's a name. Cute reference, is whatever.
Yeah.
We did not need all 6 sirens in one game, and there's no justification for how 3 sirens can't beat 2.
Yeah.
Especially with 4 Vault Hunters.
Yeah. It was so obvious that they were just uh, like they were powerful when the plot needed them to be, and when they didn't, when the
Yeah,
plot
do you remember that
didn't need it.
time that Tyrene like knocks everyone down and
Yeah.
then teleports away
Yeah,
instead of, I don't know, killing all the people? She could have taken another siren.
it is really dumb.
Oh,
That's why they
so
should just
dumb.
leave sirens as they were. They
How do
already
they
got
up the stakes of Borderlands 4? They can't, right? Like,
no.
only the Destroyer is a match for every siren.
Yeah,
And why did Troy and Tyrene have the same power?
they have the same power. Wasn't
Troy and Tyrene have like the parasitic I'm gonna eat you powers.
I thought it was only one of them. But, like that was Tyrene, wasn't it?
Are we not calling Troy and Tyrene two different sirens?
No, no, but yeah, we are. But
They have the same power then. They both have phase leech.
I didn't know they did. I thought only one of them did.
Well, how did Troy take Maya's power if only Tyrene had phase leech? Because Tyrene took Lilith's. They either both have it or only one.
I thought
Not only.
I thought that either Tyrene or Troy gave power to the other one.
Yeah, they do, which is why I don't think Troy is the other siren. It seems a bit weird, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's still 5. It's still 5.
There's still too many.
Yeah, like I'm looking on the page right now, right, on of known sirens, and there is one siren power that hasn't appeared here, which is that there's Asher from Borderlands Fall of Firestone, which I think is a Borderlands 1 DLC, maybe. And they had animal control powers.
Okay.
So that would indicate there is like a phase control ability or whatever. So maybe that's the 6th one.
Yeah.
But then there's Commandment Steel, who was a siren, who had powers, and we don't know what.
They should stop using sirens for plot. It doesn't work too well.
It's just,
like,
there are 6 any given time. Let's say they last like 10 years each. There's still way too many here.
Yeah. Like, sirens are a lot more interesting if it's just this thing in this universe. It doesn't
Yeah,
need...
frankly, I would have enjoyed it more if it was just, yeah, some people are just born wizards.
Yeah.
Like, this is what they do.
And then it just, like, that's justifying the siren character playable character to be there.
Like, what are they going to do when they reach the next Borderlands game?
Yeah.
Are you going to get phase leech? Because if you don't, there's no more powers.
Since sirens are being used in the story, it's weird for them to be including sirens as, like, player characters. Because they have them in each game. Or I guess apart from pre-sequel? Or maybe there was one in there. I can't remember.
There wasn't one in the pre-sequel. It's the only one that didn't have sirens. But I think the villain was a siren in the pre-sequel, so...
Still had a siren in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that... Like, because then they're, like, doing all this referencing to sirens and how powerful they are, and it's always so centered around it. It's like, oh no, we have a siren right here. Like, the player is actually just a siren. So why isn't that an important... If the sirens in the story are important, why isn't the siren that you're playing as or not playing as important?
It's just... I mean, that is a really big problem with Borderlands 3, I think, is like the fact that Amara is a siren.
Yeah.
Completely breaks the narrative.
It does.
This is why I'm sticking with the Union joke. Krieg should be a Union leader.
Yeah, he should.
And his sane half does all the actual decision making while his insane half rallies the troops.
Yeah. They're not going to do this, though.
Well, they're not going to do it. But they are showing the Kriegers coming back. I'm just so mad.
It's going to be so half baked, though, I'm sure.
Well, the DLCs have been pretty good so far, in all honesty.
But neither of them, I guess. Well, okay. No, I don't think either of them have been like. No, neither of the DLCs have brought back player characters yet.
Gage and Timothy were both brought back.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Wait, Timothy?
Yeah. He's the Doppler from the pre-sequel.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean...
That was the whole... He referenced Elpis like 8 times.
You know what?
Just never... only brought back DLC characters, by the way.
Oh. I mean, I guess, yeah, that maybe makes sense why I'm...
Only Gage came back for Love Gun and Tentacles. Timothy came back for the Handsome Jackpot, and Krieg's coming back for the 4th DLC. So I want to know who's coming back for 3. It's going to be Axton, right? It's got to be. Axton or Salvador. Axton? It's a Western.
I don't want Axton, though.
Axton's fine.
He's just boring white guy.
I don't know, the more I read about Axton, the more it's like, this is real weird, dude.
I mean...
He's a model now? He's a nude model?
Okay, if they... Because I don't know anything about Axton. So all he is to me is just like what you see, just the base character model for
but maybe that's why they could bring him back. I think in a Western it still should be Salvador, though. You think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Mexican gunslinger. If that isn't like Western, I don't know what is. I'll be real with you here.
He doesn't fit the picture of like quick like agile gunslinger, though.
He doesn't have to. He's holding 2 rocket launchers.
I know. I would like that, though. Like,
it's a peak Borderlands.
Yeah. Like, that's the Borderlands idea of gunslinger, is just having tons of guns and wielding them all at once.
Yeah, he's like throwing like TDO guns at people. He's literally slinging guns.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
So I think Salvador will be coming back. He also has like a massive bounty on his head. So if they, like, Westerns have like a few things that go on in them, and it's usually someone's looking for a high value bounty inside of this middle of nowhere town.
Yeah.
And this whole, Salvador's a Mexican gunslinger thing. It's like, it's probably fine.
He is pretty perfect for it. Gotta be honest.
It's either going to be him or Axton. It can't be anyone else, just on paper, because they've all come back already.
Yeah.
The only other, there was the Lawbringer from the pre-sequel, but she's dead in Borderlands 3, because you'd literally kill her.
Oh.
Because that's Aurelia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's going great.
Yeah, I guess when's this DLC
see.
due to come out?
I don't know. It's after this podcast ends, though, so...
I mean, it's true. We're not going to be coming
we'll
back
come
to
back
it.
for 2 episodes.
Yeah, we'll do Borderlands specials.
Isn't that what these are already, though? Because Matt's not here, so he can't stop us talking
I don't know
about
if it's so special anymore. It's just Borderlands.
Welcome to the Borderlands show. I've been your host.
Yeah. We'll come back next week for the final episode on Borderlands.
For the finale, where we will likely have done the cartel event because it ends the day before we record.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we can talk about how, okay it is, and also annoying parts. how some parts are annoying.
I do have some comments on the final boss of the area, though. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for next week, as long as the Spider-Man conversation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's happening. Get ready for that. Get your pens and paper, and you're going to do it along with us.
Yeah, get your own
judge ready.